So, you've got some serious skills with clippers. Ever thought about making some real money from it? Well, if you're in Florida, it's not quite as simple as just setting up shop. There's a rule book, and today we're going to break it all down. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one.
All right, let's just jump right in. You're great with clippers, right? Maybe you're the go-to person in your friend group for a fresh fade. So what's really stopping you from charging a little something for it, you know? Make some extra cash cutting hair in your garage or whatever?
Well, it turns out the state of Florida has a few things to say about that. And these aren't just, suggestions or friendly tips. We're talking about actual laws designed to protect everybody involved, you and your clients. So let's get into what you absolutely, positively need to know.
Okay, rule number 1. This is the big one, the absolute foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. It all comes down to your personal license. Seriously, think of it like your golden ticket to being a pro barber.
So let's paint a picture here, something that probably sounds pretty familiar. You're getting really good at fades. Your cuts are clean. Your friends are all saying, dude, I'll totally pay you $20 for that. Easy money, right? Seems like a total win-win.
But here's the million-dollar question, or the $20 question, I guess. Is it actually legal to take that cash?
And the law has a very, very clear answer. And that answer is a big, fat no. I'm not kidding. The Florida statute is super direct on this. It says it is unlawful to do it. There's no gray area, no what-ifs. It's just straight up illegal.
So here's the main takeaway. The second, and I mean the second, that $20 bill goes from their hand to yours for that haircut, you are, in the eyes of the law, a professional. And professionals need a license. Simple as that.
All right, so let's say you do it the right way. You go get your license. Awesome. But hold on, because that's only half the battle. It's not just about if you have a license, it's also about where you're cutting hair.
So maybe one day you're thinking bigger. You want to own your own shop, be the boss. Well, if that's the dream, the law boils it down to 2 huge, absolutely non-negotiable rules. And yeah, this is pulled straight from the law books. What it means is, first, you can't hire your super talented friend if they don't have their own license. Doesn't matter how good they are. And second, and this is a big one, the shop itself has to have a license. It's a whole separate thing from your personal one.
See how this all fits together? It's like a chain of responsibility. You need a license to work. Your boss needs to hire licensed people. And the shop itself has to be licensed. It creates this whole system where everyone is legit, and it's all designed to make sure things are safe and professional.
Okay, so let's be real. Getting a license takes work. It takes time. So of course you're going to hear about shortcuts, ways to cheat the system. Let's talk about why those are a really bad idea.
Check out these 2 classic bad ideas. On one hand, you got someone saying, hey, for a few $100, I can get you a real-looking license, no test needed. And on the other hand, your buddy's license gets suspended, and he's like, just use mine for a few weeks, no one will know. Both of these sound like a quick fix, right? Nope, they're both super illegal.
And again, the law calls these out specifically. You can't try to buy your way into a license, and you definitely can't use someone else's, especially if it's suspended. The system is designed to catch this stuff, and trust me, these are not just little oopsies. They're serious offenses.
But this brings up a really important point. Why are there no shortcuts? Because a license isn't just some piece of paper you hang on the wall. It's proof. It's your way of telling every single person who sits in your chair, I've been trained in safety, I know about sanitation, and I know how to keep you from getting hurt or getting an infection. That's what it's really about.
Okay, so we've laid out all the rules, but what about the consequences? What really happens if you just ignore all this and get caught?
Now you really, really need to hear this. Breaking these rules isn't just getting a ticket. It's not a slap on the wrist. It is a criminal offense. That means it goes on your permanent record, for real.
Yeah, the official term is a misdemeanor of the 2nd degree. And just so you know what that means, that's the same category as stuff like petty theft or trespassing. So getting caught cutting hair without a license could leave you with a criminal record that can mess up your future. We're talking jobs, apartments, even college applications.
And it gets more serious. The potential punishment? We're talking up to 60 days in jail. 60 days for cutting hair the wrong way?
And that's not all. On top of that, you could be looking at a fine of up to $500. Suddenly that $20 haircut you gave in the garage could end up costing you big time, right? Look, I get it. This all probably sounds super strict, maybe even a little crazy, but there's a really good reason these laws exist. And here it is, straight from the horse's mouth, the Barber's Act. The whole point is to protect the public.
It's about health, it's about safety, it's making sure that when someone sits in that chair and trusts you with sharp objects near their head, they know you're a pro who knows what they're doing.
So, when you boil it all down, these rules aren't roadblocks trying to stop you. They're the foundation. They're what turns a hobby into a real professional career. They protect you, they protect your clients, and they give your amazing skills the respect they deserve. So the real question is, if you're serious about this, what's your first step going to be to do it right?